This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Last week, I took you guys along with me as I created a Pottery barn finish on my sample boards. And this week, I'm going to show you this finish on the left, a gray wash finish. Again, going after that Pottery barn look. And it's just going to be so much fun. I know a lot of people really love gray finishes. And if you want to make it even lighter and have a little bit more of that lime wash look, then I'm going to show that as well towards the end of the video. But to start off, this is the gray wash finish from Pottery Barn. It's made popular in the Livingston collection. It's just like really beautiful. I was so lucky and got these cabinet door fronts for free off Facebook Marketplace, but really you could use any kind of wood that you have laying around, or even a foam board from the craft store would work really well for creating samples for yourself, or if you're like me and you're running a business and you need to be able to show clients something real and tangible that they can see in different lighting and stuff. Especially with gray finishes. I feel like gray finishes, depending on the light, they go cooler or they go warmer, and so it's really, really helpful to have a sample. I'm just going in with some primer, and because I'm using just cheap hardware store paint, I want to make sure and prime my surface first. And this color is called Harvest Brown, and I get it at Home Depot. I'll make sure and link a Lowe's equivalent color for you guys below or in the description. And then you don't really have to worry about brush strokes too much in these finishes, which is another lifesaver. And one of the reasons that this helped my business so much is because of the texture that these finishes, these wood finishes have in them, covers and masks a lot of flaws in older furniture, and it's just so helpful. This stuff is by Varathane, and it's called Gel Stain in the color Briarsmoke. And gel stain is a lot like oil-based, it's an oil-based product. It's a lot like oil-based paint, but it's a little bit more sheer. So if you are in an area that doesn't have this type of thing, then you could probably find just an oil-based paint color. The reason why oil-based works so well in this case is that it just, the dry time and the open work time is so long. You have quite a bit of time to work with it before it dries up on you. And I have yet to find a water-based option that creates the exact same color. I am working on it though. And so I just get a nice thin layer of this on there. And again, you have plenty of time because it's not drying up on you, with a cheap brush. And then here's where you go in with a dry brush, another brush that's bigger, and you're going to smooth everything out. Now, I'm making this very beginner friendly, so I'm showing a chip brush, just a cheap one from the hardware store, but not a lot of you guys that follow me and are, avid furniture painters, I would recommend using a deck staining brush to smooth things out if you're comfortable with cleaning up the oil-based stain. So I just wanted to make this really beginner friendly, but if I'm doing this as a project of my own, I generally use a deck staining brush, and then I just use mineral spirits to clean it. Yes, it's a pain, but it is a little bit of a smoother, more airbrushed finish, I guess. It blends out the colors a little bit nicer, I think. But hey, it's a very subtle difference, and as you can see in the finished product here, it's really beautiful by the time we get done, even with a chip brush. Then you're going to go in with a cheap little, broom of some sort, something that is really affordable to either clean up when you're done or throw away. This is just a little kid's broom from the Dollar Tree, and you guys have been seeing me use those a lot. My favorite one is the one that has the handle on it, and you take the kid's broom that has the handle on it and then remove the handle, and then it's just like a little handheld thing. So the question that I get most on these finishes is, Shannon, oh my gosh, I put this on days ago and it's still wet. Oh my gosh, I put the top coat on and it pulled away the finish. And unfortunately, it's because the finish takes a really long time to dry. Gel stains take a long time to dry. So we're looking at, 1 to 5 days, depending on your area and your weather. And, just be patient with it. If it is not dry, you can't move to this next step, which is clear coating it. I am choosing a matte clear coat by Behr. It's a water-based polyurethane. You could use any matte clear coat, and that will do the trick. You can see it just gives it a much more matte finish, whereas the the gel stain dries quite shiny by the time you're done with it. And here you are, you're ready to try out some hardware. You have this beautiful gray wash finish that I think looks just like the Pottery barn, and it's just so pretty. The next thing we're going to do, if you're interested, is do a lighter gray version of this. And so you just need all these same steps. Take this same procedure like we've just done, and I swear that's the same board. It's just this, it varies quite a bit in the lighting, and this is natural lighting I'm using. You're going to take a sample of Behr, a little bit of some extender from General Finishes or floetral, some equivalent. Mix it up, half water, half paint, and then a squirt of your extender to keep it from drying up on you. And we're going to do a bit of like a dry brushing / paint washing technique. And so depending on how light you want to get your gray and how cool of a tone you want, you can add quite a bit or you can add just a little. It's totally up to you. You could do, make it a whole wash and just apply a ton on the top, or you can just go in lightly. I would say what I ended up doing here on this one is I went in pretty heavy with the wash mixture, and then I just tried to blend it out as best I could with the deck staining brush that I have there, a big fluffy brush, or you could use paper towel or even your hand. I've definitely been known to use my hand and my sleeve to kind of smooth things out. So, that kind of creates this paint wash where, if you were doing this on wood, it would be absorbing into the wood. But since we're not, it's just kind of sitting on the surface, and you need to blend it out to create that look. And again, you just play around with it and see what you like. Some people like a lot and some people like a little. On the edges or on the sides of your piece, it's essentially the same thing. You just want to get some product on there in the direction that you choose, and then just wipe in that same direction, either with your deck staining brush or your big fluffy dry brush, or like I'm using t-shirt here material, and just trying to blend it all out. So this is kind of what it looks like if you stop a little early and you just, you applied your stuff on there, but you didn't go super heavy with the whitewash. And then I wanted to show you guys what it looks like if you, do it all the way covered with the whitewash. It gets a little bit more of a gray look. It's a little cooler toned. So just wanted to show you both of those, even though it's the same piece of finish there. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring it. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website, connect with your audience, and generate revenue through gated, members-only content, manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights, all in one easy-to-use platform. Create a community on your Squarespace website with a fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. Use their powerful blogging tools to categorize, share, and schedule your posts too. Extend Squarespace's already powerful e-commerce capabilities with Squarespace extensions. These new third-party tools can help you manage inventory, promote products, streamline bookkeeping, reconcile and file sales tax, and ship items across the globe. Display posts from your social profiles on your website and automatically push website content to your favorite social media channels so your followers can share it too. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/blacksheephouse to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.